HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
And by Webster First Federal Credit Union, providing financial products with attentive customer service to the local families and businesses of Hopkinton. Visit us at websterfirst.com. Hello, and welcome to HCAM News. Tom Nappy at the anchor desk to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. On this edition of HCAM News, we have the latest in Hiller sports. Matt Clark will fill you in on the latest and greatest HCAM programs with our HCAM Insider. We have the Bay Path Humane Society Pets of the Week, plus much more. But first, the school committee recently discussed budget. School Superintendent Dr. Carol Kavanaugh presented the current status of the 2020 budget.
As you know, we started out and let the principals just put everything on the table, things that were probably their greatest wishes. And at that point, we were at 9.9. I will give you the spoiler alert that right now we are at 6.67, but I will talk a lot about how we got to that place.
Dr. Kavanaugh spoke about some of the upcoming needs for Hopkinton schools.
Some of those facilities are going to need a little bit of expansion space, but I also think that we continue to look at our facilities and think about where sort of intensive programs are going to be or silence labs are going to be, and so we try to maximize our learning space. We're constantly looking at student safety measures, so we have cameras in place. We meet very frequently with the school safety and town safety personnel, and all of that takes place. We will continue to build technology programming in FY20. There's not a whole lot of that going on, but we do in fact have licensure to worry about, machines to upgrade, and this year Marathon Elementary School is actually one-to-one as well. Every student, in those classrooms, there are 20 iPads for every classroom.
Part of the presentation showed how the 2020 budget increase was cut down from $9.9 million to $6.67 million.
We had a reduction of support staff requests overall. We had 2.8 in support staff, and we have reduced that 2.6. There has been attrition, and that's actually been really helpful to us in this process. And it's helpful to us in this process because as you look at those bullets in the gray box, one of the things that was really important was preserving people's jobs. And sometimes as people decide to retire or resign, we are able to move people into sort of vacant spaces where they may have not been able to continued their employment with the Hopkinton Public Schools. Retirements are also helpful in the sense that when someone retires, they've been around a very long time, they are paid at the top of the salary schedule. And in the event that you're able to replace that person with a lesser paid person because they're coming in at the very beginning of their career in teaching, that's a really sort of wonderful way to save money.
A large part of the upcoming budget is based on the anticipated growth of students.
This entire budget is built on those 100 students coming into this district. And it's also built, and this might be the most important thing I say this evening, it's also built on the even distribution of those 100 kids. So across all of our grade levels, if we get 7, 8, 9 kids in each one of the grade levels, we're going to be fine. We have the plan to absorb those children into each one of the grade levels. You'll remember that this year we had surprise grade levels. In kindergarten, we had 64 unanticipated kids. In grade 6, grade 8, grade 9, we had great big numbers. So much so that we actually had a whole class worth, like 30 students in grade 6. That's an awful lot of students. If we see that same phenomenon again this year, we are going to be back to this table thinking about how we are going to acquire more staffing to be able to accommodate kids in those grade levels. So that 100 or 103 or wherever that number sort of is fluctuating today, that's a really important number to us.
Dr. Kavanaugh showed the comparison of Hopkinton to other towns nearby regarding expenses per a student.
Right? In most communities, the school budget takes up the majority of the town's budget. And, Hopkinton is no different. But if you take a look at some of those very top communities, and these are the per pupil expenditures, and they came from the DESE website, and they are the 2017 per pupil expenditures. Districts like Weston and Dover are paying somewhere around $20,000 per student. Weston, obviously close to $24,000 a student. Here in Hopkinton, we are still at like $14,500. So I think that families here are really getting a whole lot of educational bang for their buck. We do an awful lot. And really it's, I think, our classroom teachers who are exceptional instructors that get us to a place where our kids are so high achieving on, sort of a very modest, I would say, per pupil expenditure.
Expense changes for the 2020 budget were presented.
Last piece, of course, are the changes in expenses. And again, the message was, where possible, to level fund. Where you are stuck, of course, are contractual obligations. So you can see technology, the increase was minimal. Central office, that increase really is transportation. You have a $60,000 contractual increase and the addition of a bus. Most of our buses, especially at the middle school, high school level, are at capacity. The original, what we had originally put in the budget was 2 buses. So we're taking a chance and we pulled one back.
You can view the full school committee meeting at youtube.com/HCAMTV. Bay Path Humane Society has a number of canine and feline companions available for adoption. Here's a look at 2 cats that are available, named Oscar and Theo.
So there's Oscar and Theodore, and they came here from a woman in Brockton who just had too many animals. Theodore is about 6 and Oscar is 2, and they've always lived together, so we want them to be adopted together. They both have FIV, which is easily livable with. It's not really, there's no medicine that you have to take or anything like that. Oscar, it was kind of funny when Oscar first came in, he seemed to want to stay in the trash can in here, and we thought it was really funny because of Oscar from Sesame Street. And so we put out the trash, and we put in a Sesame Street blanket in the trash can for him to lay on. But now, as you can see, he's past that now, and he's just hanging out on the refrigerator. Sometimes he gets on the scale too and goes to sleep. But Theo, let's see if I can get him to look up a little bit. He has a cranky face, sort of like Grumpy Cat, but he's really friendly. So when you look at him, you think he's mad, but he's really not. He's really quite sweet. But we have been joking about it because he just looks so irritated all the time. You can see it on our website on the pictures. He does definitely look irritated. And these cats would be good. Probably good with kids. I mean, we'd have to have, like with everyone, we like to meet the kids and have the kids meet the cats and see how they handle it, but that shouldn't be a problem. I know with Oscar does not like dogs. Not at all, so no dogs. But they could go to a home with another cat, but they do need to go together because they're really used to each other.
Still to come on HCAM News, we have the latest Hiller sports updates, and Matt Clark has our HCAM Insider. A whole lot more ahead. Stay tuned.
HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Golden Pond Assisted Living, honoring resident choice, dignity, and independence. Our health and wellness focus keeps residents active. Golden Pond, state-of-the-art senior housing and healthcare services.
It's not that bad.
This week on Wake Up and Smell the Poetry, poets, storytellers, and musicians perform and share their original works.
Sparkle in your eye. Goodbye, old friend. Goodbye.
Welcome back to HCAM News. Hiller girls basketball went into Tuesday night's matchup with Dedham, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, and the game went into double overtime. Here's a look at what happened. The Hopkinton Hillers girls basketball team hosted Dedham on Tuesday, January 8th. Hopkinton was looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. First quarter, Hopkinton trailing by 6. Amelia Sensini knocks down a 3.
Sensini steps back for 3, knocks it down.
The quarter ended with Dedham ahead, 14-13. Dedham started the second quarter on a 10-0 run, but the Lady Hillers responded in a big way, as after they went on a 12-0 run of their own. The quarter ended with Dedham on top, 29-25. The 25 points the Hillers scored in the first half tied the total amount of points they scored in their last game and was more than they scored in the previous 2. In the third quarter, Hopkinton started off on a 6-0 run. The quarter ended tied up at 32 apiece. The fourth quarter came down to the final seconds. Hillers trailing by 2 with 17.5 seconds left.
Both teams looking for a W. Right now, Dedham in a better position, but good opportunity for the Hiller girls. Got to get open.
Ball gets into Hardenbrook, now in the hands of Cho.
There it is.
She drives,
Yes!
gets the open layup, up and in. And one opportunity for Lauren Cho.
Lauren Cho comes through big but would miss the and one, and it remained tied at 38. Final seconds, Dedham with the final possession.
Gets by the press. 4 seconds left for her. She hands it off. Turner for 3. Oh, almost just a bit off the mark. And it looks like we are going to go to overtime.
12 seconds left in overtime. Dedham has a 44-42 lead.
16 seconds. Need a bucket. There it is.
Cho drives her layup up and in and one.
Lauren Cho does it again, but unfortunately would miss the and one. And we head to a second overtime, tied up at 44. Right off the bat in the second overtime, Millie Sensini knocks down a 3, and that would be all the Hillers needed as they take the win 51-46. An impressive victory for the Hillers, and they put an end to their 3-game losing streak. Hopkinton is now 4-3 on the season, while Dedham falls to 5-3. Perhaps this is the beginning of a run by the Lady Hillers. In the game, Lauren Cho put up 10 points and 9 rebounds, while Millie Sensini also contributed 10 points in the double overtime victory. This past Wednesday, Hopkinton Hillers boys hockey looked to grab their 6th win of the season in a road matchup with a gritty Medway team. Here's a look at what happened. Hillers hockey battled Medway this past Wednesday on Medway's home ice at Pirelli Veterans Arena in Franklin. After one period of play, the game was scoreless, but the Hillers rallied in the second period.
A powerful shot by Walsh. That one out in front, and Simos puts it in. Goal, Hillers. It was Cam Jarrett on the initial shot, and then Steve Simos follows up with the one-timer and puts it in to make it 1-0. Established control, but having a hard time doing so. Here comes Weinstock. Weinstock to the right circle. There's a wrister, and it's tied up by Monahan in. It slipped through Monahan's glove. And that's a goal by Weinstock. 2-0 Hillers. Josie, is it me or did it look like Monahan had the puck but just dropped it?
It did.
Back to Simos, or excuse me, that was Gilbert. There's Jarrett with a shot, and that's a goal! Cam Jarrett with a beauty of a shot. 3-0 Hillers. It was a 3-0 game heading to the third period.
Medway scored one several minutes into the third to make it 3-1, but the Hillers responded.
And it's turned away by Quinlan. And here comes Walsh. Walsh on a break. No one in front of him, and he goes around the goalie and in. Goal, Hillers. Well, when you got Sean Walsh racing in, no one standing in his way, it is very rare that it's going to be a good outcome for the defending team.
Medway pulled their goalie with the score 4-2, but Steve Simos made sure to secure the W.
Medway still has it in the Hiller zone, and now here comes Simos. Simos, wide open net. There it is, the finisher. Steve Simos makes it 5-2.
Hopkinton pulls off the 5-2 road win. They have taken down Medway in 4 of the last 5 meetings. Hillers improved to 6-2-1 on the season, while Medway falls to 3-6-1 overall. Steve Simos racked up a pair of goals in the Hillers' victory. A whole lot of programming is coming up on the HCAM channels. Standing by to tell you all about it is Matt Clark with our HCAM Insider.
Hello everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to this week's edition of the HCAM Insider. I'm Matt Clark and here's what's happening this week on HCAM. On Friday, January 11th at 5 p.m., poet and social worker Denise Moyo presents her poetry about the themes of trauma and emotional pain on a brand new episode of Wake Up and Smell the Poetry.
I keep waiting for this one thing to happen so that I can begin my journey. It never happened, so I'm always waiting. I promise myself, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow always comes and the sun sets itself, knowing perfectly well I'll be exactly where it left me.
On Monday, January 14th at 6:30 p.m., the Hopkinton Planning Board meeting will air live on HCAM TV. On Tuesday, January 15th at 6 p.m., the Hopkinton Board of Selectmen's meeting will air live on HCAM TV. And at 6:30 p.m., the Hillers boys basketball team takes on the Medfield Warriors live on HCAM Ed. On Thursday, January 17th at 7 p.m., the Hopkinton School Committee meeting will air live on HCAM Ed. And on Friday, January 18th at 6:30 p.m., the Hillers girls basketball team takes on the Norwood Mustangs live on HCAM Ed. And also on HCAM Ed, the Hillers Ice Hockey vs. Medway game will air. If you want to know more about all of HCAM shows before they air, then head over to hcam.tv/connect, where you can sign up for our HCAM Insider newsletter. Or if you want to know more about what's happening in Hopkinton, you can sign up for our daily news updates. That's all for this week's Insider. I'm Matt Clark, and as always, thanks for watching. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Matt. That will just about do it for this edition of HCAM News. Don't forget, you can stay up to date with everything Hopkinton by checking out our website, hcam.tv, as well as our Twitter and Facebook page. Be sure to head over to our website for the latest happenings in our community and check out the Hopkinton Community Calendar to take a look at upcoming events in town. If you have a Hopkinton-related video, photo, or story idea, I want to hear from you. Email me at news@hcam.tv. With your help, we'll cover even more of our community. For everyone here at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. We leave you now with the current community listings and upcoming government meetings. As always, thanks for watching HCAM News. Take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. On Saturday, December 15th, the first of 6 indoor farmers markets was hosted at Weston Nurseries. Here's a look.
You get the
the farmers market, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the first year of the farmers market in the winter.
It is. So Western Nurseries used to host the farmers market 6-7 years ago. Then it moved to the Common, and Laura Davis took over as the farm manager. Called Laura a few months ago, said, let's consider a winter market. You think it's a good idea? And she said, excellent idea. They're looking for certain dates throughout the winter, so we set up 6 dates, pretty much once a month. It'll be on Saturdays from December through May, and they'll be from 9 to 1. And we're looking like we're going to get at least 18, 20 vendors for each market. Wide range of anywhere from the vegetable growers to the artisans and maple syrup and the bread company from Worcester everybody loves. They're all here, and we've got music and not-for-profit groups as well. So it's a great atmosphere. The first one we're holding in our old greenhouses. The next ones we'll have in our brand new greenhouse, which is really going to be nice oasis escape during the cold winter months. So every month we'll have them, and we invite the audience to come on down.
Excellent, and a huge turnout today. Did you expect this amount of people?
Actually, this is a little better. This is a good example of networking. Laura, of course, knows a lot of people, Laura Davis, but all the vendors did a good job letting their contingencies know. And I'm impressed. Our parking lot is as full as it is in May. There's a lot of people here today, so very happy about that.
Have a good time?
We are.
You like the farmers market?
My wife is disabled. She's actually
Yeah, so these are all natural herbal skincare products. Everything's made with infused herbs, so you have all the healing benefits of the plants. No chemicals.
Terrific. So, what's the company called?
Leaf Herbals. My name's Julie. I started this about a year ago. This is my first year doing farmers markets.
And how are you enjoying the farmers market?
I'm enjoying it. I did the Hopkinton Farmers Market outside this summer on the Common, and this is my first winter market, so I'm excited to be here.
Terrific, and a really good turnout today. You getting a lot of visitors over here?
Yes. Everybody's shopping for the holidays, which is great.
Well, we have zipper pouches and earrings and women's accessories and hats and scarves.
Terrific. Are you a local business? What's your company called?
Cardinal & Co. and I am outside of Burlington, Vermont.
And is this your first time at the Winners Market?
It is, yes.
And how are you enjoying it so far?
It's great. The crowd is wonderful. Very friendly.
A good turnout?
Yes.
We are selling heat packs. They can be heated in the microwave for those of you who like the heat. They also can be cooled in your freezer if you prefer. We have different sizes. We have neck warmer size, and then our most popular item this season has been the belly bags, which is great for tummy aches or different ailments. All of our products are made by us. They have essential oils in them, and we kind of just started it by accident. We were looking for Christmas presents, and then it just snowballed from there. So.
Terrific. What's your business called, and is there somewhere that people can find you online?
Yes, we are called Natural Creations by CNA for Kathy and Amy. You can find us on Facebook at Natural Creations by CNA. And on there, we respond. We have our emails and everything.
Awesome. And how you join? I believe this is the first time there's been a winner's market, if I'm not mistaken. How you enjoying the winner's market? Are you getting a good turnout?
We are. We're doing a great business. So come on down in January, too.
Yep, we'll be here in January.
Yes, we're selling Girl Scout cookies to save up money for our camping trip. We're going to go to a ranch in New York this March.
Terrific. And what Girl Scout troop are you girls from?
68243.
And how's the turnout been here at the Winners Market? Are you getting a lot of sales?
Yes, we have. We've been doing really well. A lot of people like the Thin Mints, so we've sold a lot of those, and the Caramel Delights.
The other 5 markets will take place on Saturdays, January 19th, February 23rd, March 23rd, April 20th, and May 18th. All markets will be open from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.
The Hopkinton Hillers girls basketball team hosted Dedham on Tuesday, January 8th. Hopkinton was looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. First quarter, Hopkinton trailing by 6. Amelia Sensini knocks down a 3.
Sensini steps back for 3, knocks it down.
The quarter ended with Dedham ahead, 14-13. Dedham started the second quarter on a 10-0 run, but the Lady Hillers responded in a big way, as after they went on a 12-0 run of their own. The quarter ended with Dedham on top, 29-25. The 25 points the Hillers scored in the first half tied the total amount of points they scored in their last game and was more than they scored in the previous 2. In the third quarter, Hopkinton started off on a 6-0 run. The quarter ended tied up at 32 apiece. The fourth quarter came down to the final seconds. Hillers trailing by 2 with 17.5 seconds left.
Both teams looking for a W. Right now, Dedham in a better position, but good opportunity for the Hiller girls. Got to get open.
Ball gets into Hardenbrook. Now in the hands of Cho.
There it is.
She drives,
Yes.
gets the open layup,
Yes.
up and in. And one opportunity for Lauren Cho.
Lauren Cho comes through big but would miss the and one, and it remained tied at 38. Final seconds, Dedham with the final possession.
Gets by the press. 4 seconds left for her. She hands it off. Turner for 3. Oh, almost just a bit off the mark. And it looks like we are going to go to overtime.
12 seconds left in overtime. Dedham has a 44-42 lead.
16 seconds. Need to get need a bucket. There it is.
Cho drives her layup up and in and one.
Lauren Cho does it again, but unfortunately would miss the and one. And we head to a second overtime, tied up at 44. Right off the bat in the second overtime, Millie Sensini knocks down a 3, and that would be all the Hillers needed as they take the win 51-46. An impressive victory for the Hillers, and they put an end to their